was taken as well, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong here, but I know that blue side was just always considered the OP in the LPL, but maybe not the case in other regions here, as we're seeing GAM opt towards getting that counter matchup here in game number 2. We're seeing our first bans come through. Levi certainly being targeted. Nice call out for that Nocturne, which has been one of the most legendary, picks and legendary moments for both this region and this player specifically throughout the past few years.
Is this a Juani for Lucid, maybe? Or a Lee Sin? I mean, Vi, Poppy, Nocturne taken away. If you go Xin Zhao, you're kind of asking to get Trundled. I guess Trundle's something you got to worry about too, but that's a lot of jungle bans to set up a potential first pick here for Lucid. Not going to be the case, though, as Corki, definitely a champion that found its way into the second round of bans in Game 1. Dplus going to lock that in first pick on blue side, so flexibility between ShowMaker and aiming, but at this point, we have mostly seen our Corkis go into the bot lane, and definitely a pick that really has benefited from some of the swaps that we've seen going on as Corki scales really nice with levels.
Response, Nico locked in alongside that Kaisa, very powerful 2v2 bot lane. Saw some good stuff with the Caitlyn Braum. Dplus did a nice job of avoiding this 2v2 lane whenever necessary, whenever they felt that they were at the strongest. This time, Artemis will have an opportunity to have a little bit more agency and be able to hard engage alongside Elio here in this
There it
game.
is. I would love some Lucid Lee Sin, man. This would be a real treat. Yeah, coming into the night, Grapes, we talked about casting is like, what are you hoping for? I was like, let's have some fun. This is definitely a fun tournament that we have. First time we've seen a mid-off with ASI, and man, I'd love to see some Lucid Lee Sin. It's always a treat over in the LCK, and we'll see if he can play it with what looks to be a TF for ShowMaker.
Right.
As I think he's going to lock this one in.
I can call it now once this gets locked in. We are montage farming for Lucid in this game. I think it's the game plan here for Dplus. The Karma could help as well. Get some extra shields, a little extra survivability, a lot of flexibility as well on this champion. We'll see if it goes
probably
towards
bot,
support
yeah,
or the mid lane. As
and
here
Shyvana.
we go, a Shyvana to get matched up into the Lee Sin. Obviously, we'll have the increased clear and the like, and will be very powerful at 6. Oh wow, excited for this one here, Cubby.
Now I'm happy I signed up to cast tonight. This is going to be some Lucid Lee Sin versus some Levi Shyvana. That's a fun game if I had to sign up for something like that. I gotta say, the Karma I like a lot early on. It feels kind of like the thematic counter into a Nico. Of course, Nico can be bursty in those fights, but I think having the ability to maybe kite out a Shyvana, especially if this is not the full AP build, could be dangerous against Levi on this pick. So definitely a lot of potential for what I think will be in the hands of BeryL in the end, just given that the Nico's showing bot, the Karma answer to the Nico. I think that BeryL is going to have a lot of power in this game to have an impact.
Oh man, this is a fun way to open up game number 2. We have the excess playmaking here for Lucid versus what could be a very scary, fully farmed out Shyvana on Levi's side as we head into the second phase of bans. See if we get any other spice here for GAM as well.
Dude, Vladimir blind? No way, man. We're not going to have that much fun, are we? We're going to flex some Vladimir around, get real weird.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely a possibility. But it looks like instead maybe a Yorick for a little bit extra side lane power. Making sure that Levi's going to be able to push out or farm out just by keeping some isolated solo laners.
We haven't seen a Yorick all summer from Kiaya, so maybe busting out some new picks for this one. Also, Shyvana wasn't piloted by Levi all summer. Now, that being said, okay, not one of the most bans against. Sometimes Levi does draw Shyvana bans, definitely a specialty pick for him.
We're getting spicy here. We got the Zoe.
Oh my god, we have a Zoe. Please play the Jax. Jax got very buffed too. I think it's going to be the pick for Siwoo as Renekton's gone. This is going to be a very fun draft to cast here, Grapes. We'll see if DK can put this one away, but regardless, I think we're going to have a good time.
So the final pick is here. Likely going to be into the mid lane here for Aress. into Zoe.
Do Mel.
Imagine the
Send
Mel
the
actually
bubbles
makes a lot
back.
of sense here. You can both send the paddle stars as well as perhaps those rockets, but a little extra survivability here. As the name of the game clearly for GAM is to set up this Shyvana for success with this Galio getting locked in.
Corki kind of destroys Galio, so you're definitely disincentivized in games with a Corki to pick Galio, but gonna be the snag anyway for Aress. I actually kind of like the Dplus draft. I think that Shyvana, Galio, Nico, Kaisa can be some pretty good execute, and Dplus is squishy for that, but Lee Sin can be mobile and try and break that. ShowMaker Zoe is an iconic pick that should be able to find some priority early on. And I'm not sure if Kaisa, like outside of that initial burst, I think Kaisa could struggle against the Corki and the Karma in lane and fall pretty far behind. So that should be a very favored Dplus bot side. And we'll see if they can take advantage of it. And maybe open up some opportunities for Lucid to invade on the bot side as well, as the Corki Karma going to be very winning very early on.
Yeah, with that pushing bottom lane with a Zoe getting locked in here for ShowMaker. Dplus are going to want to fight a lot early, kind of go against the grain from that passive LCK playstyle, wanting to get Lucid super far ahead on this Lee Sin.
All right, Grapes. I'm yawning too much.
We're doing jumping jacks?
Yeah. We got to send it.
All right, I'm getting pumped up. You're getting pumped up as well, as it looks like our friend has very much seen what happened in the last game to be expecting to go towards Dplus.
It's never wrong. Never wrong. Just right or just lying. As I think he's back in the plane of being right. That said, if Dplus want to win this one, going to need to have a good early game from Lucid and ShowMaker to get going, as well as aiming and BeryL. Should be leads in a lot of these lanes here for Dplus, and we'll see if they can use that to open up the playbook for Lucid to get a lot going with this buffed up Lee Sin early game.
Oh man, I am excited to see this. A matchup of junglers that we were very much looking forward to coming in. A legend in Levi versus an upstart in Lucid. Well, they got some fun picks here for sure as we get ready for game number 2 of this ASI group stage match.
Still protesting the no Jayos, but that's okay.
We could just like pretend it.
No, I don't like faking them. It needs to be legit, needs to be authentic.
We do have our final LPL team of the group stage competing after this with NIP. They will take on Nongshim. So make sure you stay tuned for that.
The Weeb's already through. So LPL gonna have representation.
And remember, that is potentially, if Dplus win this game, going to be the opportunity for the LCK to send all 3 of their teams to that knockout stage. Something that I know, Cubby, you are predicting for a little bit later on in this season once we get to Worlds. But
yeah,
could be a precursor here at ASI.
When I made the tweet saying that I didn't think an LCK team would lose a best of 5 to a non-LCK team this year, ASI was not in the cards for that. Fortunately, the only best of 5 is Grand Finals, so we'll see if that gets grandfathered in. If not, I have to do a couple shoeies on broadcast. No, I'm not Australian, but yes, I do subscribe to the group of culture that DK were from in the LCK. Group culture is always a plus, Grapes. I feel like shoeies are a part of a culture.
It was just BO3. It was just BO5s, not BO3s.
Just BO5s. It was very clever with that. And we survived the double elimination tournament in MSI. With, of course, LCK teams not dropping any series.
Well, yeah, now there's like barely any BO5s left. I feel like you got to kind of change the parameters here a little bit to make this a fair game.
I think people didn't realize how smart my parameters were in the first place.
It's just beaten with technicalities, I guess.
Like,
that's not
crept
fun.
up.
Should Shoeies be done for Group Nirvana too? I mean, if a Group Nirvana team ends up beating an LCK team with NIP, maybe Cubby, we could do a shoey together at the end of the show. What do you say?
I don't know. I don't know how much trouble we'd get in with the admin staff, and the sun would be coming up. So
what are they going to do? This is our last show. This is our last show of the year. They can't stop us now.
Just gonna treat our bedrooms like we're at an airport, and it's socially acceptable. Like get a shoey wherever,
Yeah, 10 a.m. It's gonna be a great time.
Well, this has been a lovely conversation, Grapes. As in the meantime, while this has been going on, we did see Lucid get up in the face of Levi. He did yoink away the blue buff of the GAM jungler, but Levi has responded with a double crab. Will slingshot his way back onto being okay in the jungle.
Yeah, this is a great start, obviously, here for Aiming and BeryL, as they definitely are doing what you said they were going to be doing, which is getting an early lead here, getting that pushing power with this Karma and Corki, and it's going to result in them having some early impact. Now, what we haven't necessarily looked at so far is what Levi's clear situation is going to be. Went for the full clear, then headed back to base. It looks like he started up with his top side camps, Raptors to Krugs, then rotated back up for top crab. Actually got both crabs? No. Just
Yep. Yeah, you got both crabs.
Okay, wait.
Vision
That's
on your
a,
screen right now.
that's a great start.
He got his
Levi.
blue buff stolen, but he's in okay shape. He's gonna get his Raptors probably stolen though too. He is not based yet, so this should be Lucid's camp.
And yeah, the smite away at just a perfect XP.
Oh,
I mean, this has
Lucid.
got to be the goal. If you are the Lee Sin, steal away as many camps as possible. Be as much of a nuisance as you can before the Shyvana hits level 6. And of course, with that buff and that second Raptor camp going to be taken away, going to be a good start here for this Lee Sin.
And of course, Lee Sin saw some changes on this patch. They adjusted his numbers on the Sonic Wave of the Q to give him more base damage and less total AD scaling. The breakpoint was 41 AD at level 9, so until you get 41 AD, which, by the way, item like Thunder Sky is 40, Black Cleaver 40, you are stronger. And Lucid has been cashing in some of the strengths of that early game so far. Has only been camps, not kills, but we'll see what he can find around this first dragon, and especially the grubs, where I really expect DK to see what they can get.
A proxy action here for Siwoo. Kiaya is not going to let that happen. He is losing some minions here. That is obviously the secondary goal here for this Jax. Not able to get the full wave in, but at least going to have a nice opportunity to send that reset unless Kiaya actually going to cancel this. And so now actually going to be a positive situation here for the GAM top laner. Should probably be able to get a wave shove under tower for basically nothing without a teleport available for the Jax.
Scoring game so far here, Grapes. I was gonna try and see if I can get you. Oh, I did have a question to get you off topic actually.
Okay.
Just because we're casting a game with BeryL in it. What is your relationship with gacha games?
Oh, not very high. Some of my sisters
good.
and my cousins played Genshin for a while. Never really got into it though. They played the whole game without like paying $1 though, which I find to be pretty impressive.
That's respectable. I did that with Hearthstone, and that was the way to go about it. But it was very hard to do meta decks.
I actually have, yeah. Speaking of gacha games, we have our producer Rare Adam in here, whose League of Legends name is literally named after an Uma Musume character. So
I remember I had a brunch with Travis where he was explaining Nikkei to me, because he was into the gacha game. I was an AFK Journey player. I was, but I also didn't put a penny into the game because that's a waste, and also I want to go earn it.
yeah, I mean, that's always the weird situation with gachas where you have to. I mean, obviously that's how the name works. But respect to all those who both are the juicers and also the ones that spend that don't spend the money. So we get a little bit of action up on the top side. See who's popping that ulti onto Kiaya, but he's healing up nicely with those biscuits in hand. Levi has level 6 now and will look to potentially go in on to this Jax, but won't be able to do so as he's spotted on that control ward.
Elio here too, but no play attempted yet. There are actually storefronts by me that have gachapon machines, and you can roll on the machines.
Oh, wow.
Lucid, Sonic Wave cast, but no kick.
That's our first usage of that ultimate. It will mean Levi is strong to fight around these grubs as long as he can keep that rage up by just autoing and yeah, already back to full here. So we'll have that form up for a very significant amount of time on this play. That Flame Breath does a lot of damage both to the champions and to the grubs if needed. We see a
Lucid.
first insect come out onto Kiaya from Lucid. Not enough damage to finish off the kill yet, though, as the Yorick is still able to survive. But now Levi is going to be the target, and it's first blood in for Dplus. BeryL flashing forward. It'll make it a 2-for-0 trade in favor of your LCK representatives. And ShowMaker's not done just yet. Headed on to Elio. Meanwhile, we see the bot laners fighting in the mid lane as well. Going to be the support falling as a hero's entrance comes through from Aress. And it's a 3-for-0 in favor of Dplus, with Artemis and Aress on the run.
I fear Dplus is a little bit too sick, and Lucid's Lee Sin, well, all my dreams might come true because he's got 3 kills to his name. And this Lee Sin could do some serious work as he's got an Eclipse in hand. And the champion might be nerfed from here on out, but Lucid's already done some serious work on the champion early on. As let's take another look. It was him going on to Kiaya, who was low early. Sonic Wave's hint. Sonic Wave hits. Exhaust was cast. And Kiaya ends up falling in the back half. Also how ShowMaker landed a couple of these bubbles to set up for easy Sonic Waves. And looks in these fights from DK. It's looking like a pretty sound Game 2 and 2-0 victory to be found here, Grapes.
Part of me was really hoping we were going to get a real fun upset or some spice coming out from GAM, but the power of the LCK, perhaps reigning supreme here, as Lucid on his Lee Sin. Going up against a player in Levi who has some great experiences on that Lee Sin himself. 3-0-0 with that Eclipse already completed. A great start here for your LCK 5 seed. As you can see, Siwoo also having a tremendous impact on the top lane, sending Kiaya down very low as well. As here comes a dive onto the bottom side. Oh, Lucid did not even make it look close onto Elio. And now they'll wait for this wave to crash in and look for another play on to Artemis. Should be all too easy. We'll see if any outplays can happen. Already the killer instinct forward. Artemis trying to keep himself alive and will survive with about 100 HP. The final auto from aiming, though, will seal his fate as it's 5-0 in favor of DK.
It's a beautiful game being played by Lucid in this one as the Sonic Wave was able to connect Kaisa even through the ultimate. Lucid's Lee Sin continues to stack up those kills as Levi, ShowMaker didn't get the bubble off. Still might be found, but nope, ShowMaker doesn't want to pull the trigger. And well, it's just a 3K gold lead at the 11-minute mark here, Grapes, for DK.
Yeah, not bad, right? Yeah,
Not
we'll
bad at
take
all.
that. Especially with the early game comp that we said was going to have to make some action happen. Obviously, that has been the case. Meanwhile, Levi not really able to do much here so far. Waiting for that first item completion. Maybe the Shojin upon his reset. Has not found any action in it just yet in this game.
You know, Grapes, when the LCK, when things get quiet, slow over there, I have this real knack for finding what's been interesting or up new with each other of late. What kind of new release have you seen from Riot Games you've been a fan of? Are we a 2XKO fan here yet?
Oh, new release. I've seen...
Or skins?
My only experience with 2XKO has been watching Kangas play it for about 15 minutes, and he got absolutely destroyed. A couple of games on, I think he was playing Braum and Vi. So that is... I'm excited. I might pick that up in the future. Speaking of 2XKO, we got a full-on KO on the top lane here, as we mentioned. It's Siwoo having a great time up here. But yeah, I mean, never really.
Kiaya tried to tag in the Maiden, but the Maiden couldn't make it into the fight. And now Lucid gonna try and tag into this 3v1 bot side. That's not exactly fair. As BeryL
maybe out of position a little bit here, as here comes that dragon. Levi not able to do enough damage with the flame breath just yet, though, and will be forced to retreat back to underneath that tier 1 tower. So despite that ulti coming through, looking like a pick maybe for GAM, BeryL able to survive. It will be another reattempt potentially here with this wave coming down, but that wave clear from the Shyvana will be enough.
You find it at all ironic that Lee Sin as a champion is blind and is being piloted by a player called Lucid?
Well, yeah, I guess he's lucid enough. That's kind of the whole blind
you don't need
monk
eyesight
situation, right? Too, where he's lucid enough in his brain to be able to, navigate the rift without using his eyes. I feel like it lines up pretty well.
I'm starting to get my peers to question if I'm lucid or not to be involved in this broadcast. Honestly, that was my whole goal for the night. Do an ASI, guys. If you sign up for an event where the lead predictor is decided by a grasshopper on a certain side of a box.
That is true. We're trying our best to emulate that. I mean,
first
grasshopper
off, that is an elite concept, let's be honest. Second off, chaos ensues elsewhere. Anyway, this Zoe Lee Sin's been fun to watch so far.
Oh, yeah.
As ShowMaker, definitely a signature champ for him. As Zoe, a champion, I'm really hoping to see BDD pilot at Worlds. That would definitely make my day / be on a player champ bingo card going to the event for sure.
I would love to see some more Lee Sin. I mean, that's what's fun, right? About the recent patches, it's been Riot basically saying like, hey, we want these champions to be active during Worlds, and people can be, be up in arms about it or not, but I think it's fun when champions like this are powerful and are in the game. As long as they're not too powerful, otherwise, maybe be permabanned against a player like that. But
I mean, if it's too powerful now, it's out after one game for Fearless.
That's
and
true.
I think that they've definitely left a few champs a little bit stronger / overtuned throughout the year because of that. Looking at you, Azir. We did see some nerfs as well for this patch. So
think about all the Lee Sin players we're gonna get to see at Worlds as well. I mean,
I don't think we're going to see as many as we did in this event, but would appreciate it. Definitely going to be some good Lee Sins there. Owner and Canyon and a few others are going to be always ready and willing to bust out the champion. I got to say, I think I played Lee Sin for the first time in like 2 years the other week, or the other month, and that was brutal. It might have spurred from saying that I could be a better jungler than Rafa, even playing Lee Sin after I hadn't played him for a year.
That's just disrespect.
It was disrespectful, and I was wrong about it. So,
When I play Lee Sin, you see the LTA North show match where they were trying the WASD?
Yeah.
And River locked in Lee Sin and tried to play the champion somehow?
Yeah.
That's how I look, playing Lee with a normal mouse and keyboard. So
the combos are as smooth as molasses, man.
Yeah, no, exactly. It takes a little while. Looks like we get some more skirmishing up here.
Game's not too competitive still.
Yeah,
there's a fight topside.
We're going all in. On to aiming. He's still at half HP though, but the killer instinct forward, and Artemis will be able to take down the opposing ADC. Meanwhile, on the top side, we got a 2-kill Jax up there in a bit of a skirmish on to Kiaya and Levi. So, hey, we might have gotten the clip down there on to the Corki, but overall, Dplus still very happy with the game situation, and ShowMaker still left to play along here into the mid lane. That Paddle Star doing a ton of damage, already having that Ignite down as well. As DK not making it particularly close, even with that kill going over.
ShowMaker still peppering them, as it's going to buy enough time for Lucid to pick up that Rift Herald for free. We saw the mid fight. We did not see the top fight, as Siwoo barely lived, but was able to find both kills. Oh, boy. Well, that's one, as Siwoo flashes to make sure that Levi falls, and then Lucid able to pump out enough damage for Siwoo to get the Weep Strike in, stay alive, as he's now got 3 kills to his name on that top side, and Jax, who did see some pretty big buffs with the extra armor early on. Definitely a champion I'm expecting to see at Worlds, as we have Siwoo piloting it here in Game 2. And yeah, that 50 armor, or 45 armor, whatever they gave the R, rank 1, that was a pretty big buff.
Yeah.
And man, I mean, there are some outstanding Jax players at Worlds that would love to have this champion back in the meta, and sure feels like he is higher up on the tier list for all the teams.
Speaking of Jax players, Siwoo going in into a 1v3. And still able to take down Levi. Hey, that extra kill ends up working out pretty well here for him. As we get the Herald proc to the top side as well. This one has gotten out of hand pretty quick, Cubby. I'm not going to lie.
JDG lost to this. And I thought that was hilarious. And it's just it's aging even better. As, oh boy, that is a pre-18-minute Rift Herald crash into a inhibitor. And they're going to take it. I think this inhib was taken a little early, but DK might be looking for a pre-Baron victory.
They're going to get 2 inhibs.
A third crash out of the Rift Herald. And they're going to take the bot inhibitor turret before they leave, before the 1830 mark.
Oh, and here he goes. Lucid with the resonating strike in. Slowed down by the top, but one more Q. Gonna do the job as Aress goes down again. Dplus KIA. Got a weird case going in this game. You see Kiaya still claiming that tier 2 up in the top lane, but they're going to be happy about this game state regardless. It's been very easy going for them.
Jesus, they took 2 inhibitors pre-1830 grapes. This is like a speed run challenge they're trying to do. I mean, that's a lot of potential gold that could be fed over to GAM. As those inhibitors taken too early in the game, but
come on, this game's over.
Come on, this game's over. All right, Graves has had enough.
We got our grasshopper friend firmly on the Dplus side here. Even in game 1,
have I fed into you having enough yet, Grapes?
No, I'm having a great time, and I hope we have. I hope we get some more fun action in our next series.
I gotta say,
a little more competitive.
The other fun action idea I had was just to like go leave and get my coffee in the middle of the game. Just have
me solo analyze. I mean,
yeah, just like with no explanation, just be like, you're on your own for 30 seconds. I'm getting my coffee.
You know, we do have a former caster at the production desk as well, so that might make it. He might have to tap in personally if you do end up doing that. But hey, we need our caffeine.
Don't worry, he's not afraid to share his thoughts. That's for sure.
we got near the 20-minute mark here. As it looks like the third inhibitor is going to be under fire. Lucid, he's styling on him, making it just a little bit too easy for them. However, the snap engage comes through. Aiming, going to be forced to flash away. Will not end up going down. But the paddle star coming forward from ShowMaker, still going to be big. Elio down to 40% HP. The sleepy trouble bubble will connect, but there will not be any follow-up. The health bar still ticking. Artemis nearly taken down. But GAM will be forced to head back to base as DK now get their 9th tower of the game. And we got Kiaya just chilling on the side lane because, hey, he knows that there's not much he can do to stop this inhibitor from going down up there.
I think DK heard about me joking about the LCK game pace and took that very personally, as they have knocked down all 3 inhibitors before the 2030 mark.
And got another bubble connecting. You know, the typical normal thing you do would be to reset here, but it doesn't seem like that's what these teams want to do. Non-stop action here in this game number 2 of the ASI. We have, unfortunately, not gotten as much from this Shyvana pick from Levi as maybe we were hoping for. Lucid really has had his number here into this game, Cub, but this is a pretty fun time regardless for DK as they're looking to continue to hold down the fort. Siwoo is teleporting into the bottom lane here, kind of just for fun, it seems like.
Sad that this game is fed in the narrative of Shyvana being the worst dragon in League of Legends, which I subscribe to. I mean, there's Smolder, there's Aurelion Soul, there's
Ocean Drake, there's Mountain Drake.
They're all the dragons.
Hextech Drake.
Shyvana has been less useful than all of them.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think the dragon might have had a bit more of a fight than Siwoo right there. As him and BeryL had a free throw there, basically. 3 points given over to Dplus as they've opened up about a 9 kill.
One might say that Levi was really wrangled there. It's like a Wrangler ad.
Right, like the jeans? The blue jeans?
Yeah. I feel like he's doing a lot of favors for Wrangler here.
Yeah, doing the dirty work here in this game. Not been able to really have that spotlight on top of him. Hey, we got one final effort for GAM here in this game. BeryL chunked down very low, but they're actually going to save, and they will end up taking down Siwoo. We'll see what ShowMaker and Aiming are now going to be able to do with super minions crashing down in all 3 lanes. Already one Nexus tower going down. Levi respawning and headed back to go for the defense in a 4v5 situation. But as soon as he comes out, a sleepy trouble bubble does land. Not enough here for ShowMaker to follow up. They're going to play things out slow and methodical on the siege, with Siwoo not going to be alive for the next 30 seconds or so. Still, those health bars in severe danger right now, Cubby. As they're just playing the poke game, and it's working. Here goes a Lucid. In with that resonating strike. Will not be able to finish off the kill into Elio, but instead will kick Artemis away. Into the fountain he goes, but it will not matter because he takes one down with him. As the LCP's final hope here in this ASI about to be shut down with this Nexus at half HP. In goes Levi with one more go of things, but all Aiming sees across the rift now is dead people, as GAM have been ripped apart on the sidelines here at their own Nexus. It's Dplus KIA advancing to the quarterfinals with a 2-0 win.
A 23-minute victory in a game pace that almost felt like it was from a different era of League of Legends, as Dplus KIA had 2 inhibitors before the 1830 mark, 3 inhibitors between the 2030 mark, and find the victory before Baron spawns, as they make quick work of GAM. And yeah, definitely proved that they were not just from the group of culture in the LCK. They were here to deliver some culture and some pain, and do some gaming in the rest of the group, as they now make it out of their own group in 2nd place.
Looked like a DNF game, basically. I mean, how this one was it was going here. Take a look at the gold graph.
The gold graph fell off over time, by the way. Shutdowns, you know, you could see exactly when the pity prizes kicked in with that gold graph.
You know, I love Dplus KIA shutting down any of these stereotypes. Really, they're standing up for all of this. LCK is too passive this. LCK doesn't want to go aggressive. They wait till 30 minutes to make any sort of play. Because that definitely wasn't the case here. They didn't even let Baron spawn, and that's a rarity these days, even in the LPL. We'll know.
Yeah, I mean, GAM must have said something mean to him, like backstage or something. Who knows? As Aress, tough Galio game. Again, I'm not exactly sure what the scenario is here with Aress and GAM. I'm not sure if it's more of a trial or seeing if that could be a long-term solution, as of course Emo has been the mid laner in that seat for a while. And I gotta say, I think that Emo he was one of the weaker members of GAM whenever they went international, but kind of crazy just how quickly, I mean, he's just not on the team anymore. GAM lose playoffs, they're sticking with Aress, and definitely looking to see if it could be a more permanent solution moving forward. Probably the last look we see of Aress and GAM this year, and kind of curious to see what their next year looks like. Again, feel very strongly that any international event where GAM is competing, that event gets upgraded. As GAM has been a really great presence and a great org in the space, and I think a really positive force for international fans who have really enjoyed the chaos they bring and some of the upset potential they have. So couldn't find it today, but definitely curious to see what their 2026 is going to look like, as it wasn't the best showing for Aress, and we'll see what kind of case he can make for himself behind the scenes as GAM looks to figure out what to do for next year.
Definitely a disappointing situation that GAM not able to make it to Worlds, even with, you know, some of their success at MSI, where they took down Furia, a team from the LTA, and took G2 all the way to 5 games down there in the lower bracket. Was a good experience, I think, for them overall, but it doesn't
Kiaya play well.
Unfortunately, it doesn't result in them making it back to Worlds, where GAM have been a pretty stable presence for the past few seasons, and you know, perhaps some of it a symptom of the way the tournament and the LCP and just the global ecosystem is formatted, but always fun to have, you know, this team be represented on the international stage, even though this is not probably the premier stage that they were hoping for this time around.
Yeah, well, Dam KIA, I mean, I think they might have played for everyone behind the scenes in production, as that was a rather quick win, and I gotta imagine it's a Lucid MVP. Oh, it's a Siwoo MVP, as he had the double kill on the top side. Siwoo, again, 17-year-old for Dam KIA, or Dplus KIA, and a very exciting one at that, as Siwoo. Again, I think very highly of Thanatos as a player. I think that Dplus KIA waiting for Siwoo to be ready to step into this seat is frankly a bet that Siwoo has been making sure paid off for Dplus, which is a crazy one to make, because again, Thanatos achieved so much in Challengers League in LCKCL, and is such a talented player, but you can't help but believe they made the right call, just given how talented Siwoo is when he is at his best in the LCK, and now at ASI here, as he's going to be feared moving into the bracket stage.
Yeah, congratulations to the likes of Dplus KIA. Obviously, the game got out of hand relatively quickly there in that decisive game 2, but it was an important one for the stakes of this ASI tournament, which obviously not the same prestige as Worlds, but hey, there's some prize money involved and the like as well. They will move on to that quarterfinals. I believe their first matchup will be up against BFX, a team that they played up against quite frequently in the LCK Split 3.
Yeah. Well, fun series. I'm glad that we got a little bit off the beaten trail there, Grapes, because the gameplay was only so entertaining. Dplus KIA smashing victory in 23 minutes as they take very quick business of GAM Esports and Grapes. Not done for the night. Got more action coming up next.
We got our final best of 3 of the ASI group stage coming your way after this break. We got Nongshim Red Force up against Ninjas in Pajamas to see who will join BFX as the 2 teams representing Group B.